Let's have a look at the final product type, which is downloadable products. Downloadable products are really useful if you have something electronic that you want people to be able to purchase. So something like an ebook, which is in a PDF form or some similar format, or maybe you're selling images, maybe you're selling software. You can use a downloadable product to allow people access to the files that you want them to have once they have made their purchase. There's also a couple of other side benefits to downloadable products, and the main one being that really you need to have the customer needs to have an account with you to be able to download the product. So if they haven't got an account, when they go through the checkout process, they will be prompted to create an account. So that has all sorts of other benefits, which we discuss much further in our customer and order management section of the course. So let's just go about having a look at creating a downloadable product in the first instance. So I go to Manage Products, and I'm going to add a new product. Now, again, as with previous products, it makes sense that you have it in an attribute set that is related to that product type. Okay, so looking at the attribute sets we have here, none of them really suit what I want to create. And what I want to create is a downloadable product for an ebook. Okay, so you're going to be able to look at a sample of a chapter, and then you're going to be able to download 3 chapters of this particular ebook, and that's what we want to create this downloadable product for. So looking at that there's no real sensible attributes there, so at this point it is a very sensible thing to do is to go and create the attribute set. So I'm going to do that now and then rejoin it at this exact point with that attribute set there. Okay, I've gone away and I've created an attribute set for ebooks, and there it is there. Okay, so that's the attribute set I'm going to be using. I've not assigned any specific attributes to that attribute set other than the default attributes, but it means that if we decide that there's certain attributes that we want, certain questions that we want to ask about ebooks that are specific to ebooks and not really any other products, then we can assign them to attribute set and it will follow through. Okay, so I select ebooks and I'm going to select downloadable products as the product type and hit continue. Okay, so now we're in the realms of creating a downloadable product. So what I'm going to do is, rather than go through all of the details here, I'm going to fill in the base information, and then we'll go through what you need for a downloadable product. So this is very much following form of a simple product. The one difference is that when we get to this tab here, downloadable information, that's where the main differences are on this product. Okay, I'm just on the inventory tab here. Now, something like an ebook, really you have unlimited stock for. So when I've come to the inventory tab, it is saying that it's managing stock here and asking me to put a quantity in. But realistically, I have an unlimited quantity here, so I probably don't want to have a quantity in there. I don't want to accidentally run out of stock and stop customers being able to purchase the product. So for this product, I would almost certainly want to override the manage stock option and change that to no. By doing that, it means that I have an unlimited amount of that product in stock. Okay, so now we come to the part which is the significant part for downloadable products, and this is where we are going to associate files that can be downloaded. Right, so if I go to the first tab, you'll see that there's a samples tab, and what this allows me to do is it allows me to upload a sample. In our case, it's going to be a sample of the beginning of chapter 1 of this book. Okay, so I'm not going to upload the whole chapter, but what I can do is I can have a sample there which someone can view and download prior to actually making a purchase. So they can use this as a precursor to whether they want to actually purchase the whole book or not. Right, so I can upload multiple files on this, and you can see there's an add row option here. So if I select add row to start off with, firstly it asks me what the title of this particular sample is called. Okay, so I give the product a name. Right, I've got 2 options over here. One is I can upload a file, okay, and then I can select this option here and it'll upload this file to the server. Or if I have a specific location that this file has already been uploaded to, I can paste the URL in here. Right, I'm going to use the upload file option. Okay, and I'm just going to, in my folders, sort it so that I just can see my PDFs. Right, so I've got a file here called intro sample, and I'm going to use that. So I select open. Right, so again, what it does is it places the file here. It hasn't uploaded it yet, it's just giving me some feedback on that file. So it's giving me the name of it and how large that file is. Okay, I could go on and add multiple sample files. In this case, I'm just going to add the one. And now I can hit upload file. Okay, so the file has been uploaded to the server. So now that is available to our store. Next we come to the links. Now the links part of it is the actual files that the customer can download once they've purchased the product. So first you have a title. This title will appear on our product page. And so I might want to, rather than just saying links, I might say list of chapters. Okay, we've then got this option which is links can be purchased separately, and there's a yes or no answer to that. If we have it as a yes, we're going to be uploading 3 different chapters for this particular downloadable. We could have it the customer can purchase each chapter separately, but I want it that they're all part of one purchase, so I'm going to say no to that. And then here under add row, I can go in and add each of the files. Right, so I can say chapter 1. Okay, because I've not allowed it to be purchased separately, I can't click on the price option. Okay, if I had that set to yes, I would be able to go in here and put a price against this particular chapter. Right, we've got shareable and it says use config. I will set this up and we will go back and look at what the config looks like, because we have default settings on how we want downloadable files to behave. So I'm going to leave that as use config. Okay, we've also got here maximum number of downloads, and what we can do is we can restrict how many times the customer can download once they've purchased. Okay, so 2 or 3 times is the norm. It gives them an opportunity to accidentally download it incorrectly or forget to save the file, and then it gives them a couple more bites at the cherry to get the file before it then becomes unavailable to them. Right, we also have a sample here. Now this is kind of replicating what's going on up here, but at each individual chapter level. So I'm going to end up having 3 rows of chapters here, and I could have a sample file for each of them, so that before the customer purchases they can go and have a look at each of those samples if they want to. I'm going to ignore that for the moment. This part here where we've got file, this is the actual file that they're going to be able to download once they've purchased. So I'm going to select a file. Okay, in this case it's this one. All right, chapter 1 introduction. Right, and then I'll add another row. And I'm going to add 2 more rows and then I'll rejoin you. Okay, so there are the 3 files that I want. All right, it makes sense as well that we have a sort order on them, because we've got chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and it's possible that they won't be uploaded in order. So we want to force that order. So I definitely want chapter 1 in position 1, chapter 2 in position 2, chapter 3 in position 3. Right, I'm now going to upload the files. So once I hit upload, these files will then be transferred from my local machine to the server. Okay, now we have our files uploaded. I'm just going to save. Okay, so let's have a look at how this looks for the customer. Okay, so we've got our training ebook product there with a price. So what you can see is the product name, it's in stock, and a description. That's the short description. We have a product image over here as well. And we've got a sample chapter. Okay, and then I scroll down a bit further and we have our list of chapters and the list of the different files that we uploaded. All right, but we have no access to these at this stage. But what we can do is we can download and open up the sample chapter. So if I click on the sample there, and there we have our sample chapter. Okay, so let's try and purchase this product then. So add the product to the cart. So there's our product, our downloadable product sitting in the shopping cart. So I'm going to proceed to the checkout. Okay, you'll notice that I have no option here to check out as guest. So the only option I have got is to either log in as a returning customer. Okay, so if I already have an account, I can log in there, or I can register for an account. So I'm going to go ahead and register for an account. Okay, so I have registered for the account. It's asking for payment method. I haven't got any payment methods on this particular store. Hit continue. Okay, and now I can place the order. Okay, so assuming this order has now been paid for, what I can see is because I registered for the account as I was going through the checkout, it's logged me in automatically. So now I can go to my account, and you'll see under my account there's this option here which is my downloadable products. So if I select that, we can see here we've got the chapters that are available and the order that they were placed on. And to download the chapter, I simply just need to click on it and it'll open the chapter up. Okay, and we can see there's 21 pages instead of just the 6 on the sample. Okay, a couple of additional things to note about downloadable products. If you go into the system configuration menu, and then under catalog, you will see that there's an option for downloadable products. Okay, so we have an option here where we can decide when the customer can actually download the product. So invoice means it's been paid for, pending means it's still waiting for payment. So the logical is probably in most cases invoiced, but you do have that option there. Okay, we've got a default maximum number of downloads, that's set to 0. 0 means unlimited. So when we were entering the product details, we entered the number 3. It may well be worth just setting your default here as a number if you do want to restrict how many times a customer can download a product once they've purchased it. Shareable basically means that if it's set as no, it means that the customer can only access the download link for that product by going through their account page. Okay, so if someone wanted to share the link to that particular product, they would have to go through the person who was clicking on that link would have to go through the login, so they'd need to know the person's login details as well. Okay, so having it no shareable means that you can't just share the link and it be downloaded. Okay, we've got sample the default sample title and default links title. So we overrode the default links title and said chapters. We may want to just have our default in there. Do the links open in a new window, and the content disposition is inline. So basically, if we have it in an attachment, so inline, you noticed it loaded up within the page itself. If I set that to attachment, it will try and download the PDF instead. Okay, and disable the guest checkout. Right. So when we went through the checkout process, we didn't have a guest option there. You can set that to no, but it means that you have to have this link here set to yes, and it does give you a vulnerability. Then it means that customers can just get access, just share that link and anyone can access it, which may or may not be a problem. So I'll make sure that's disabled. Okay. One last thing as well to note about downloadable products is that they can have a value of 0. So you can sell them for nothing. But the customer will still have to go through the checkout process, put it in their basket, and have to download it through their account. The plus side of that is it means they have to now have an account with you. So they have to either set up an account or go through an existing account. So if you've got PDF material that you want to freely distribute, but you want something in exchange, like some customer details, then this may be one way that you could go about doing that.